Welcome back. It is 6:41 here on your Friday morning. Isn't often we get these days that we get to talk about monopolies, but earlier this week a jury found that Live Nation and Ticketmaster were indeed operating as one. So this morning we're taking a look at what that means and what's next when it comes to, hopefully, all of us at some point being able to afford concert tickets again. Attorney David Betras is here, as always, for Legally Speaking. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Well, you can't start talking about what happened this week without going back to the 1890s. Mm-hmm. In the 1890s, we had oil companies and railroads that had a monopoly on everything. That led into 1890, believe it or not, the Sherman Anti-Trust Act, which was followed by the Clayton Act in 1914, and then they developed the Federal Trade Commission. So here's what a monopoly is. In a capitalistic country, competition is everything. The public benefits by competition because competitors have to compete for your business. But if you're a monopoly, in other words, you have no competitors, you can really rake the consumers over the coals. Yeah. Okay? And so what this jury did said, yeah, Ticketmaster has a monopoly over ticket sales. And that led to an increased price in tickets. A lot of the artists were complaining about Ticketmaster and Live Nation because to buy tickets, you have to go to the venue, and then they only have so many because Ticketmaster comes in and buys the majority of them, and you got to go to Ticketmaster. And then the secondary market, they're killing people too. There's no one to compete with Ticketmaster. They have crushed all their competition. And so that's not good for the consumer.
So I feel like in my head before this all happened, I thought, okay, well, if something's declared a monopoly, they just break them up instantly. But instead, they have to have a second trial now to figure out how to do that. So this is not like a quick process, right?
No, it's not a quick process. Now, some people out there can remember the Bell system. The government came in and broke up and they made baby bells, Ohio Bell, you know, AT&T, and then all of it. But that used to be all one company. You couldn't get phone service unless you bought a Bell phone, and the government came in and broke it up. Now, some of these tech companies are getting real close to being there. But if you noticed lately, Google's been getting a lot of competition from other Bing, you know, other people are getting into the game of search engines. I think AI is going to really help with the competition. Now, if you notice artificial intelligence, there's a lot of companies out there competing for your business. That's good. It makes them build a better product and everything else. Same thing with car companies, okay? You know, we used to freeze out all the foreign competition, and the American companies started building, I don't mean crappy cars, okay? Once the Japanese came in, our car production and our cars' ability to perform stepped up. So competition is always, always good. And let me tell you how it's good for the businesses. A lot of people make decisions once they have the whole thing in front of them. Like if you go to buy a plane ticket, all these places come up. That's good. That's competition. They're competing for your business, you know. I tell people, and here's the most amazing thing for me. People think they are welded to their insurance company. Let me tell everyone out there, shop your insurance every year. I save $800 to $900 a year. Because they're running all those commercials, right? You turn on TV, what do you see? Drug companies and, you know, State Farm, Allstate, Liberty Mutual, the General. Go out and let them compete for your business. And it ultimately saves you money.
It's the way it's supposed to work, right? All right. So breaking up the monopoly, eventually it'll happen, but this is the first step.
And I brought you some sandwiches this morning.
Ooh.
I don't know if they can get a shot. See those?
Oh, they're in the foil.
The landmark. You got to go there. They're in the foil. I called Rafe last night. I said, Rafe, Steve likes your sandwiches.
I do.
He says, I'll throw some in.
I do. I appreciate that, Rafe. Rafe takes care of us. You take care of us. Dave, great to see you as always.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
All right.